Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Smith, the Smith in the Black with the Strat Time Report, and we keep it going. So, Spy, here, remember we had that sell off on the close yesterday, and then when we opened this morning, this is called a kicking pattern. That's something you'd want to know about. They wiped them all out yesterday, and then boom, right back into the pool. Now, just kind of sitting up in here, and you can see the higher high and the lower low broadening formation here. And if you go to the daily, you're going to see this to down to up reversal. And so the goal would be to take this out. These two become an outside bar of that. So we got some day left, and we'll see how that goes. If we go to the Qs, and once again, outside month, finishing off the month is outside month. And so, when people are talking about, I think the market's going to crash, it's like, well, next week you'd have to be at 2-2 or a 3 on this thing. So we're nowhere near doing that right now. If you go to QQQ, coming into the end of the month, once again, 3-3 monther and going towards the highs Qs. And you can see this here once again, wiped them out on the bell and then boom, right back into the pool and up she goes. If we go to Dow Jones Diamonds, still an inside day handily, so a little weaker over there. And you can see this closer to being a 2-2 down for next week. But, we've got a lot of earnings and stuff like that coming out. Big boys coming out today, so we got Apple after the bell. And feeling pretty good about itself coming into these earnings so far, but we'll see. That's when we play the game. But potentially, once again, if they start blasting it again, another 3-3 monther. And even if it doesn't make it, then next month, so far, you're closer to taking out this month's highs, and then be a compound 3. And what that means is it would have done it. It just ran out of time, right? But we'll see the earnings coming out. Amazon as well. And Amazon we know has been doing nothing forever, but now feeling pretty good about itself coming into these earnings, doesn't it? Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Outside week and also a potential outside month to try and get out of all this stuff, but we'll let those earnings come out. If we go to W, and W, here you can see this outside day by taking out both sides, and then 3-2, boom, to the upside. That's a good one, right? Because when is this occurring? First of all, it was too strong to take this out. That's good. Right? And end of the week, and potential 2 down, 2 up, 2 down, and then 2 up to take that out. And if that works, now you got a new month. That would be a RevStrat month. So keeping an eye on this W for sure. Inside bar, pokes down, new month. If we go to Regeneron, and Regeneron having a nice little day, and once again, nice week. Outside week, 3-2. This selling is still being rejected. And off she goes, still coming up. And with the new month coming, the potential 2 down, 2 up, because you're right on the highs of the month. So very close to a reversal on the month for Regeneron to start off. GBT. And GBT here, remember yesterday was a 2-2 reversal, 2 down, 2 up, and that caused the inside week break, right? And you're coming into the end of the month and you're going outside month, but you can see how much higher this thing's been if they can turn this thing around. So we'll keep an eye on that off this inside week for the next day and a half. And if we go to Overstock, so just like that 60 SPY, daily kicker. Wipe them out take them out on the lows. If you're short, you can stay short. But pretty much anybody long gets blown out, and then boom, everybody back in the pool right here. Off she goes, run sheep run, and we'll see, because if you go to the monthly, you're going to see this. You're going to see an outside month, right? That's a broadening formation. The 3-2 and the 2-2 reversal, right? So this is going to be a compound 3 looking to take that out, if not more. So we'll see how that goes. So far, so good. If we go to the Life of Pi, PI, and PI, boom, just a nice runner here. Outside month. The good thing is it's been higher in the past. You got short-term risk, but always looking for stuff like this, the slight lower low, because that's the bottom of the broadening formation. And then you'll see these, the slight higher high. There's the top of it, and then boom, it just rips right through it. Having a nice day there, so we'll see if that sets up again. Just had a nice little inside 30 continuation here, inside on the 30. Up she goes. We'll see what more comes of that. All right, if we go to Spotify. And Spotify, remember, stayed pretty sturdy when the market sold off in the afternoon yesterday, and then they came into today and said, Still good for us. And once again, you can see that slight lower low here on the month. And then boom, higher high of that. So there's your broadening formation here to draw as soon as the month closes out tomorrow. And then we'll see if we can get through there and start coming up into more of this stuff. Right now it's stalling out with a little 21260 reversal coming back in. We'll see how that goes. If we go to APD, and APD having a nice little month, outside month here, took out the lows and coming back through, took all these guys out. The question is going to be strong enough for something like that. Go take these guys out, right? Because a nice, here's your reversal week. 2 down, 2 up, 2 up, 2 up, and still going on this kind of stuff. So we'll see if that sets up again. It's been a little quick here, maybe a 15er. So here's what you'd look for, that 15, that 2 up and that 2 down, right? And it did it again here, and then you can get in on that stuff. If you go to ATI, and ATI just stalling out now, but you can see this back to a previous range is what we like. The lower low and then the slight higher high of that to see if more comes of it. That gives you the outside week. And let's go to the 60. 60, just tried to get out of here. We'll see if that sets up again. We go to URI. And URI going into these highs, a little funky in here. We'll see if we can get an inside 60, but had a nice recovery out of that. Gap fill and then bam, right back up. So we'll see if more comes of that. If we go to Shopify. Shopify was originally a gap down and then boom. And so here, when it takes this, that's called a continuity entry. Makes the lower low, but then as soon as it takes that, boom, off it goes, right? So we'll see, because that's also setting up the 2 down, 2 up month for the next month, trying to come up on that 60 right now. And you can see here, takes the inside 30 to try and trigger that 60. So always looking for those type of combinations if you can get them. If we go to GNRC, and GNRC, just exhaustion risk by going into the highs. And this is nice right here. Boom, reversal there. So it's just exhaustion risk going up into here, and then you got to wait for them to bring them in a little bit like they did here. And we'll see what comes if that sets up again for us. We go to Teradyne. And Teradyne, once again, yesterday was that kicker. Blood red, gaps up, boom, and then follows through. Outside month, and you see it coming back to the previous range, rippage, right? Anybody short against all this kind of stuff, takes it all out. The question is going to be strong enough to get up into here. We'll see. Just want to inside 60 up slightly, but we got our new 60s, and it was always like that's a new day to us. So if you look at the 60 now, SPY trying to go red on that 60, QQQ, a little better. So we'll see how these things go. If we go to SU in the energy. SU, what's this? That's kicker. Blood red, gap above it, boom, off she goes. Now just kind of stalling out up into here, but we'll see. You got a little bit more to take these guys out. Here's your 2 up, your 2 down week, and then boom, 2D2, and trying to take these guys out. If we go to LCID, LCID, boom, we're watching this broadening formation here. Got it. And here it is on the month. All right, and so you can see the higher highs and lower lows, and then but into here until it did it, then you have this as your higher high, and that's why we were drawing off of this stuff. But now once this month closes out, then here's your bigger broadening formation, the high of this to that, right? Because you have your lower lows and your higher highs, and right now this thing's just gunning. Let's see if we got any 15s in this thing. Little tricky, but here's a 3-2 hammer right there, and the 15er, the 2 up, the 2 down, the 2 back up. So we'll see. They're having nice push in LCID. If we go to iRobot, and iRobot been doing nothing forever. You can see this chop shop in here, and then but here today the lower low here, and then the change in continuity here. Boom, back she goes. Outside day. Now trying to shoot up for this thing, because this is how broadening formations work. Higher high, lower low, and now gunning back for the higher highs. So keep an eye on iRobot. Plus, it's closer to taking out this month's highs tomorrow on Monday, so we'll see if that goes 2-2 for you. If we go to ServiceNow, Service now, a little bit of chop shop in here. This is a nice RevStrat 15er though. You can see this inside bar pokes down. Boom, that's a RevStrat 15. Here's where they triangulate out. Slight higher high, slight lower low. Boom, you're in on the 15er. How's that 60 looking on this thing? 60 a little sluggish with the inside 60 up here, but you can see on the daily, the 2 down and the 2 up reversal right there. And that's taking her out near the highs of the month, potential Momo hammer on the week. If we go to Wolf, and Wolf inside on the 60, and you can see this is what we like, coming back through previous range. So on this gap, it causes the outside 1 bar RevStrat on the month. Takes all these guys out. The question is going to be strong enough for all this, but you can see this. Boom, all these guys are gone. Inside 60 for Wolf. If we go to Dollar Tree, and Dollar Tree still going on the 322 monther. We've been looking to take this out. 181. I'm sorry. 106.64. Guess what we just did? We took it out. 322. That's something you want to keep an eye on. If we go to some downside, let's take a look at Northrop Grumman. LCID goes to the highs as I speak. Northrop Grumman having a rough one, and this is why you watch the constant changing of continuity and exhaustion risk. So here, inside month, poke down, boom, RevStrat month, took all these guys out and went blasting right into here. But then what happened? You got a new week. Poked slightly to the highs, right? And then boom, this is a 2-2 reversal because that's a 2 up and that's a 2 down, and then here's your follow through. Boom, right? So all these buyers, they're gone. They're gone. Now inside 60 to the downside, and keep an eye on Lockheed Martin with that, although it's just kind of hanging there. Did its job here. See this? Inside day, goes down. Magnitude was to take this out. It did. The sellers just didn't step down. They just took out all the longs. So we'll see if they step down later. If we go to WEX. Oof. WEX smoked. Give me the outside monther, right? And here, coming back through the previous range, because you want to stop people out. Anybody long is going to be long against a bunch of this stuff, right? They got cremated, right, real fast too. So we'll see if that sets up again. Right now, if you go to the 30, you see the inside 30 down, and then trying to take it continuation. If you go to Visa, and Visa still completing that big outside week. We've known about this big outside month, right? And so at the end of the day, it took these guys out. That's what we were looking for, right? The higher high, and then boom, the lower low. You can see these were lower lows. And then later in the afternoon, we finally took that out. Still having a rough time. That tells you can look at MA. Here, still having a rough time. American Express. Here, going after the week. And here, slight higher high in the daily. That's a 2-2 down. Magnitude only to take that out, but if it works, you're going after last week's lows. So we'll see if anything more comes of that. If we go to FLT, Dollar Tree highs. FLT, oh boy, there's your outside week coming back through all this stuff. You can see that broadening formation like this, and when you start failing and come through, that's a problem. And now you got an outside month, and you can see here the chop shop, because if these 3 months, these 2 months were 1 bar, all of this would be inside of that. And so that's when you can expect this back and forth stuff like you got here. And here's your broadening formation, your higher high, your lower low, your higher high, and then bam, down she goes. We'll see if that sets up again. If we go to eBay. And eBay, following through after the 2-1-2 reversal in front of the earnings, then down she goes. So now it comes back up. We'll see if that sets up again this afternoon. All right, there's broader averages trying up a little bit, just a little sideways action. So right now inside in the 60, we'll see if that brings that back a little bit. If you go to Okta, LCID, nice kit boy. Anywho, Okta, you can see just taking out those lows, outside weaker, kind of doji-ish in the month, so not much going forward. And you can see it's just kind of been sideways here for a while. So back and forth she goes, but having a rough morning. If we go to ALNY, stuck in here, but it did gap down. We can keep an eye on to see how it breaks out of that later. And STEM. STEM, there's your 2-2 reversal on the day. 2 up, 2 down. Boom, down she goes, and that was a nice move if you caught it. A little quick, but we'll see if there's any more follow through on that. But Amazon and Apple on deck, so we'll be holding out for that. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith. Smith the Black. Strat Time Report.